Hey Seekers, so Neptune is moving into Aries after spending more than a decade in Pisces, and it will spend 14 years in Aries. It's a very slow moving planet. Who is Neptune? Neptune is the divine, God, the creator, the ether, spirituality, the cosmos, the empty space, the place from which we are born and to which we go back to, but we don't really know anything about it. It is cosmic, it is mystical, it is mysterious, it is full of unknown. It is that wild card in astrology. We can't really fully read it properly because we can't fully really read the divine properly, right? So Neptune just spent a long time in Pisces that it rules, that basically in essence symbolizes the same things, the same themes: the soul, higher consciousness, creation, oversoul, maybe as it's manifested here on earth as the ocean, right? The realm of the subconscious, of the unknown, of the mysteries, the parts of our mind that we are not familiar with. You know, they say we only utilize about 5% of our brain-ish. Everywhere else in our brain that we don't utilize and are not aware of, that's Pisces and Neptune. It's the dream space. It's the thing that we can't grasp. And it's been full on in the sign that it represents and rules. Now, it's also the ancient ruler of Sagittarius. And no, strike that. I'm sorry, that's Jupiter. Never mind. I'm not gonna edit this. I don't have the energy for it. But back to Neptune and Pisces. It also rules religion. That's why Sag came to my mind, because of religion. And that, okay. Got what my brain was doing there. Not to say that it was right, but I understand now the process. Anyway, religion, spirituality, theology, everything kind of went into the extreme when it comes to belief system, devotion. The shadow aspect of it is martyrism. The life aspect of it is merging with unconditional love. Now that it's moving into Aries, Aries is the first sign in the zodiac wheel. Pisces is the last. We basically have Neptune move from what it represents, the cosmos itself, from its home base, where we really feel it in a very potent way, in a way that is confusing. So we have to revert to faith, right? And blind faith even, unconditional faith even, because we don't really have any tangible understanding of it. Now it's moving to Aries, a very physical sign, cardinal fire, the birth of life, the first sign, right? The divine masculinity, the initiation, the beginning of something that we can feel, sense, touch, and understand. The divine is going to put on a costume, an outfit that we can tangibly understand and grasp. Behold, the bush is burning and it's talking. Moses can grasp and understand and hear God, gods, the divine, Anunnaki, whoever, speaking. And then delivers the 10 commandments, the invocations, to serve as the bedrock to society's moral compass. Now, thou shalt not murder, right? Now, thou shalt not steal. Now these are values that are engraved in our society that we take for granted as the good versus the bad. It used to not, right? So these 10 commandments introduced by the divine through Moses and the Israelites at the time kind of took the divine, or the divine took itself and presented itself to give a bump to humanity, a bump in consciousness and awareness and understanding of good, bringing us closer to living a life that is more moral and conscientious. Similarly to that, God is going to take shape. It is very much the archetype of Jesus Christ, God personified. I don't know how it will look like per se, or what will happen per se, but it's something along those lines. The 0 degree in Aries is the first degree. It's the beginning. It's the spark. It's the Big Bang. The E equals MC squared. The something out of nothing. The first breath when the baby comes out of the birth canal. The divine is coming out of the birth canal after being in the cosmos. And the North Node moving into Pisces is going to stay in the cosmos, kind of being like, it's okay, God, you can go down to Earth. We got this. You've set the premise. You've made sure that the structure, the cosmic structure, is prepared to this revealing of yours to the world. Oh my God, this is very like prophetic vibes. And I just got this, by the way, in channeling when I was doing a tarot scope for earth signs. And I was like, I wrapped that reading and I was like, I have to make a video about this now, because I never do a shift talk unless I fully feel it and get it, to my system, get the information to my system. I don't feel the need to do generic videos about astrology that are so abundant out there. There are so many amazing astrologers who already teach you all these things. Who am I to come and repeat things that others already say? It's important for me to bring something that I know is of meaning and of essence and of truth. Of course, I'm not obsessed with being special or unique. It's just, if I don't have something potent to say, I will simply not make a video about that transit. But now I got that. It feels very prophetic and very intense and almost very like sci-fi and religious even, right? Because the image that I see is that burning bush or something of equivalence. It's like as an archetype to whatever is going to be presented. So God is going to be revealing itself physically somehow. This could be us, being introduced to extraterrestrials and alien life on Earth in this time, and them being like, "Hi there, we're your God. We created you a long time ago, and now we come here to say hi there." And they have a form, right? And they have a shape, and they have a sound. And suddenly our gods are personified. It's interesting because speaking of the Israelites in Hebrew, God in Hebrew is Elohim, and Elohim is a word of plural. Like in Hebrew, in order to say God, you would say Eloha or El. But we always say Elohim. When we say thank God, we say Toda Elohim. So there's the referring in Hebrew to God in plurals. It's basically saying gods, but it's like the first monotheistic religion that views God as one. Why it's referring to them, to it, him, her, as them in plurals. That could be the first sign, and Kabbalah actually touches that. That could be the first sign of God's existence God exists in plurals, in multiple. There are aspects to God that are singular and individual. So this could be individual. We have the angels in the Torah, right? We have all kinds of entities, divine entities throughout time and throughout different theologies and different belief systems. The deities and the devas in Hinduism and in Buddhism, they could all be personification of gods as what we would call aliens. Now, is it different, or is it just different names? Because these are ancient high-frequency civilizations that understand the divine and had the ability to create us. So in a way, they are our creator, if that is the case, right? Either way, whatever the case may be, alien, no alien, God or gods, it's Neptune in Aries. It's a personification, a physical birth in this physical realm of what we know until now as ethereal divine, that is now no longer ethereal, but is right here for us to face and convey with and hear and understand and measure, maybe. Lo and behold. What is behold? Hold. Something you can hold. And so the north, while it was in Pisces, it's been prepping the divine, right? The matrix of the divine, of the ethers, of the different divisions, the different planets and their roles, and the different deities and angels and devas and ascended masters, and whatever names we can label them as. And they're now, the ground is set and prepared to hold us through this transition and through possibly this shock. And so Neptune, aka God, now feels, okay, I got it covered, but the North Node is still going to be there, enter there, so the cosmos will remember that this is the direction that we're taking. Don't get confused. Stay on track, stay en route as I come here to Earth. And as the South Node is in Virgo, at least in the first year and a half, the first 18 months of this transit of Neptune and Aries, the South Node is crumbling Virgo, our sense of reality. Our sense of reality is about to crumble. Our sense of the Newtonian laws of physics is about to expand, break down, and reconstruct. We'll have to have a different system to physics, to chemistry, to biology, maybe even. Right now, biologically, there are two genders, two sexes, but maybe this will include expansion of biology to more androgynous energies as well. I mean, the sky is the limit, literally. I want to keep focusing on the light interpretation of this and only then move to the shadow. So is there anything else I can say about this Neptune and Aries, at least in the first degrees, the 0 degree? Manifestation is going to start happening a lot faster with the element of fire, right? Aries, cardinal fire, initiator. Like, words will have a lot more strength in the physical world. Emotion and faith will have a lot more substance in the physical world. Things will manifest, will take shape, will take form faster. It will shock you just how fast you manifest things, and you'll start finding yourself having to be cautious with your words, because, oh my God, I just said something and I didn't actually mean it. So people will start being more in tune with what they say and what they think. I better mean what I say and say only what I mean. Otherwise, if I don't really want something to happen, I shouldn't say it or think it. So it will create a situation where individuals have to be a lot more conscious and in tune and on top of their thoughts and of their words. It will create a lot more intent-based communication. If people People who used to like yatter and blabber and, you know, go overboard with their small talks. Oh my goodness. They won't do that anymore. It will clear out communication as well, somehow vicariously. Interesting, because they'll be like, oh my God, there's consequences to everything I say. Well, duh. But now it will show itself faster and more immediate. Okay. The shadow aspect. So, no, another positive aspect of it is real prophets, real messages, real divinity, that like we're going back to the days of prophets performing miracles, but in a lot more to the like a known to the masses kind of thing, more mainstream known. Now, on the reverse side of, on the flip side of this, there will also be increase of physical martyrism, and that's dangerous. That is where it gets literally explosive over faith, over ideologies, over beliefs, over politics that are based in profound, deep faith. How it could possibly, hopefully not, but how it could possibly manifest in the geopolitical spectrum. And we've seen this in the past year and a half already. We've seen this, but now that the world and society and leaders and politicians are a lot more aware and a lot more active in combating and fighting religious extremism, terrorism, you know, violence that is based on ideology, excusing violence because that's your values. That's weird. Like, how did we get so lost? Now that there's more awareness to that and actual active acts to combat it and to end it, it's going to completely take off its masks and show itself fully, and no longer play the political, social game of pretending to be something else. There will no longer be any pretense. So extremism and terrorism is no longer going to even bother to make it sound socially acceptable or to manipulate their words in order to kind of, like, they're not gonna, okay, so for example, they won't bother saying Zionist anymore. They'll just say Jew, even though anyone with an ounce of brain know that, you know, anti-Zionism is anti-Semitism. But it will no longer be that cover-up, right? They will no longer use other words to express what they actually believe or think. And that's just one example. This applies to other forms of persecution and hate and hatred. Gloves are off, masks are off, and they're going to be like, okay, we have nothing to lose. We're exposed, right? If they're exposed and they're starting to either, I don't know, hold them accountable, imprison them, or deport them, or fire them, again, whatever applies, they're like, okay, I have nothing to lose anymore. I'll just go full on. And unfortunately, the shadow, dark, scary potential aspects of this are terrorism in the West, okay? You've seen it a little bit in nitpicks. You've seen it in 9/11. You haven't fully seen the scale and scope of how it can be when it's full-blown masks are off. And hopefully you won't. Hopefully it's not going to come to be. Hopefully not. But it is definitely with this energy an aspect of it that is very possible. So just, you know, stay vigilant, stay aware. What else? Why am I saying all of this? I keep forgetting that sometimes there are new viewers who don't have background in astrology. Aries is the sign of cardinal fire. It is ruled by Mars, amongst other things. It also rules war and aggression. That's why it's like that. Now, just to go back to the positive sides, Neptune in Aries is very spiritual warrior. It's very shaman, right? It's walking this plane and walking other planes in parallel and simultaneous. We're always in parallel and simultaneous, right? It's just the nature of our existence. Dimensions are not actually physically higher or below or to the side. They're like enmeshed, and they're just different frequencies that you either pick up on, sense, or you don't. So right now there are sounds out there that if a whale was here, he'd be able to pick up on them, or that a dog could pick up on them that I wouldn't know. The sound is here. I just don't have an idea because I don't have the ability to grasp it, to process it. So we're constantly simultaneously in various dimensions. We're aware of it if we have the capacity to recognize them or to contain them. Okay, so back to the spiritual warrior, you'll start understanding that words need to be followed with actions, right? Walk the talk, talk the thought. I like that. It's also very new and unfamiliar and messy, you know? It's not yet solidified into the Taurian energy, where it's like already in the day-to-day mundane status quo, in our habits, and it feels familiar and safe. It's still very new, exciting, somewhat scary, right? Like in the Aries energy, and it's gonna create a lot of shock waves, a lot of shock. And then people might respond, you know, hopefully they'll respond well. Anything else I can think of? Not on this one. Share your thoughts. Stay magic, stay true, stay free. I love you. Bye for now.